Nice to have that closure and to know that justice kind of worked overall in a way.
This woman had her car stolen a decade ago. The bad guys were ordered to pay restitution, but the money never got back to the right people.
And that's because the system in Colorado is designed, it can sometimes help instead of hurt. Denver7 investigative reporter Ryan Luby is here. Ryan, there are 6 million reasons why.
That's right, $6 million of restitution that could be yours, and it can hurt more than it can help sometimes, I can tell you that. I will tell you, the state's doing very little to try to get it to the right people, all that money, and we learned it is a chore to figure out to whom that money belongs. We all know what it feels like to walk in circles. We've been forgetful. We lose things. Jamie Alleman has certainly been there and can remember how it felt almost 10 years ago to the day.
Right there.
When she thought she misplaced something big.
It was a 99 Infiniti G20. It just was a giant hole where the car had been. I had to call my mom and say, I think I lost my car. And she had to say, no, I think it was probably stolen.
Indeed, that is what happened. But unlike other stolen car cases, police actually found the car, albeit trashed with $4,000 in damage, insurance records show. They also made an arrest. The courts later ordered restitution in connection to the crime. Jamie certainly thought she should get a cut of that, but was not hopeful about it.
So you're probably thinking it wasn't going to happen overnight, right?
I actually just assumed that it was money I would never see. It would be really nice to get it, but I was never going to see that money. I mean, he stole a car, he had drugs. I just kind of assumed that he would not have the ability to pay any money.
Trouble is, the Denver7 Investigates team found Jamie's court case is one of thousands in Colorado where the bad guys did pay, at least in part. Yet the restitution never ended up in the hands of the intended victims, $6 million in all. And that could be for any number of reasons. The victim may have moved and simply forgot to change their address with the court, or it took the bad guy 10, 15, maybe even 20 years to make good on what they owed.
Now you're thinking, boy, it'd sure be nice to get those people their money back, whoever they are, wherever they are. We told court administrators we want to help. We want to try to find these people. But they told us that their own rules say they do not have to tell me or you who those victims are, even if it's you.
The system is geared around the bad guy. The victim? Oh, well, we don't even know the victim's name. When we threw away the record that has the victim's name on it.
Mitch Morrissey is the former district attorney in Denver. He says he's had concerns about the restitution process in Colorado for years. And what he's saying is exactly what we discovered. Since the courts would not and sometimes could not tell us who's owed money, we tried to piece together a list of our own. But in just one of the state's 22 court districts, we found records missing. In some cases, we found entire case files destroyed. Standard practice for court clerks if the cases involved less serious crimes.
I think it's a bureaucracy without really somebody that takes control and says, hey, we need to fix this. We need to make this right for victims of crime.
Morrissey confirms what the courts tell us, that for now it is up to victims to stay connected, not the other way around. But he joins victim advocates in saying it can be difficult for victims to do that.
So the challenge really becomes, did an individual get fully informed at the onset of a crime about their restitution options, or at the conclusion of a crime, the resolution, did someone re-inform them or re-share with them, which they're not obligated to do, their rights under restitution, that they need to stay in contact, they need to update.
The thought is, why not have a system online that lets victims see if they're owed any restitution years after they may have given up on it? The courts in Georgia have one that's easy to find and easy to use. Yes, victims deserve some sort of privacy in that process, advocates say.
Whatever that change might be, victims' voices have to be at the forefront.
But they do say something's got to change in Colorado.
Is that worth exploring, would you say?
It's not only worth exploring, it should be put in place. It's ridiculous that we don't have a system like that.
Ridiculous because it ended up taking Jamie and Denver7 more than a month to determine that the courts do not have any paperwork to show that she's owed any money. She's simply not on her own case's restitution list. However, other people are, and their names are secret to even Jamie. But it would require them to come forward on their own volition to endure what we did to finally try to collect from the system that could and maybe should be more robust.
I think that would be incredibly helpful so that it's not folks like you. You heard about something and you followed through with it, and that's how it's all coming to light. And instead, they should be a little more proactive.
Well, the courts are also thinking about trying to track down victims through more modern means like social media instead of just relying on snail mail. But those discussions have gone on for more than a year now. Of course, this is an issue that the Denver7 Investigates team obviously is still investigating. And if you think you are still owed money, go ahead, call us, email us, give us some basic information about your case. We'll try to get the ball rolling for you.
Yeah, this is so aggravating. So what about the $6 million? Is the court just taking it and running it? What's the deal?
Well, it goes to really good specific programs, victims assistance programs, great causes. But again, that money did not go to the people for whom it was specifically intended. And it's important to note, if you are just now going through the restitution process, be sure to fill out all of the proper paperwork so you don't have to deal with any of these types of headaches.
Man, thanks for that eye-opener.
Incredible.
That doesn't seem right. All right, thanks for staying on top of it. We know you will. On